In this video segment on the stream, we're going to discuss the first fault condition, which is a blinking yellow light. If everything's been running normally, it's been green. But the first thing to check is the salt concentration in the brine tank. Now, this fault would typically show up on startup of a system when you're first starting it, in that you have made the salt concentration too high. In other words, too much salt in the water. And the solution to that is to simply add water to the salt tank to dilute the salt water down, and then stir it and start the system back up. If you have done that and it begins running green, everything is fine. If it flashes yellow again, then add more water and do that a couple of times to try to solve the problem. If that doesn't solve the problem, then it's time to start checking electrical connections and electrical power. So the first step in any electrical diagnosis is remove power from the system. Okay? The next step, when you're using a power supply, is to remove and open this connector. You just lift the tab, pull the connectors apart, and if you have a meter, you check these two terminals to make sure that you are getting at least 12.1 or over 12 volts. The minimum voltage to set off this fault is 11.5 volts. So you can check that with a meter. If everything's fine, you reconnect it. Make sure it's secure. And the next thing to check are the connections on the cell. And there are bolts and connections on the cell, and the connections are different sizes so that you cannot cross up the positive and the negative leads on the cell. So use some wrenches and tighten up those connections, make sure they're good and secure. That should address the problem with the flashing yellow light. If that doesn't work, contact your local distributor or contact Aqua Research at their website. If you happen to be operating in the mode where you are getting your power from a car battery or solar panel source, then you need to check the power of your battery and your solar panel to make sure that you're getting at least 12 volts to the connection here. If your car battery's low, then you need to recharge it. If the solar panel system is low, you need to check it for power. Other than that, you simply get things recharged and restart the system.